This video is for allocated reservations as opposed to unallocated. So an allocated reservation is for a specific room. An unallocated reservation is just for a room type. So I'm going to start with the control screen here to make an allocated reservation. I'll start with room 407. I'll highlight 4 nights. I'll let go of the mouse. In on June the 1st, out on June the 5th, 4 nights, 2 people, make a reservation. It hops off to the control screen and shows me the available rates for those dates. We could also start right with the reservation screen rather than from the control screen. In this case, I'll press New. I'll come in on June the 1st. I'll stay for 4 nights. I'll do it for 2 people, and I'll search. And again, it's going to show me availability of rooms and rates. So these are the rates that are available to sell room 407 for those conditions, which is an independent traveler. So corporate rates aren't being shown, and other rates that aren't applicable are not being shown. This is a key differentiator for Smart Hotel because we have built-in yield management, and the way in which we do rates is different. So first of all, we filter away all the rates that are not applicable, like the corporate rates, like the web rates, other rates that are not applicable for this sort of reservation, and then we sort them into the order that you want them to be presented. The sales script, this becomes a sales script for the reservations clerk. So I'm leading with my rack high, followed by my bed and breakfast, and we can see there's a rack low rate that's here. Now the rack low rate won't appear with other conditions. If I tried for the weekend, or if I'm 70% full, that rate will drop away and not be shown. So the clerks don't have to remember as much. You don't have to have the weekly meeting that says sell rate X but not rate Y. The clerks know to start and offer the first rate if there's resistance to work their way down the page. And for things like AAA rates, there's conditions and whatnot. The other thing that's very handy is good old right click. So if I come down to the romance package and right click, it'll show me more information about that package. It'll show me information about the room, including pictures, the room type, and information about the rate. So the romance package is a 2-night stay, includes etc., etc. So the clerk doesn't have to remember the details of the packages, just right click is sufficient. We can see here that different rates can have different deposit rules and cancel rules. For instance, my rack high has a credit card guarantee. My rack low has a 1-night deposit, so you have to pay for the first night, and if you cancel, you lose your deposit. For the romance packages, we want a full payment up front. So different deposit rules, different cancel rules for different rates. So to select the rate, you simply click and say OK and close. So now we have an arrival date, we have a departure date, we have a room, and we have a rate. So the next thing we need is a guest. We could have a new guest or we could have a returning guest. So I will show a returning guest. I will start to key part of his last name in. Robert Campbell. Campbell, C, A, M. And you can see the list, like a Google list, gets shorter the more letters I key in. So there's Campbell showing the name, the mobile number, and where they're from, and this is configurable. So I can pick Campbell, and I have a credit card on file for Campbell, and we are fully PCI compliant. The payment card industry tells us what we're allowed and not allowed to do, and so I'm allowed to show the last 4 digits and Visa, which is what I'll select. And the credit cards are stored in an encrypted format in the database, so no one can hack your credit cards. And Campbell is a very popular guest, so there is another reservation for him. And then we get a summary screen that will come up that will show us, Mr. Campbell, you're arriving Monday, June the 1st for 4 nights, departing Friday, June the 5th. And although it shows a room number, oftentimes you don't read that out. It shows the total, the room type, the deposit rule, the cancel rule, the reservation number, etc. And don't worry about the date format. If you're in a part of the world with a different date format, the date format is picked up from the computer itself. Then when we're finished the reservation, it clears the screen to get ready for a new one. And we can go back to the control screen and see in real time that Campbell is right here with a guaranteed reservation because we have a credit card number. So this was an allocated reservation for a specific room. There's other movies for unallocated reservations, for room types but no room, and for groups.